Page 15, the Wishbone. We get a new time signature. They talk about it at the top. The 6/8 time. If you understand how time signatures work, this should not be a real problem. The top note tells us how far to count, or how many beats are in a measure. In this case, there are 6. We have to count to 6. Ugh. Bad enough having to count to 4, but now it's 6. The bottom note tells us what we're counting. An eighth stands for eighth note. Look at the left hand here. On the first full measure where the left hand comes in, they're all eighth notes. And there are 6 of them. Comes in handy, don't it? A lot of times in 6/8 time, most of the time actually, when they do this, they will beam the eighth notes in groups of 3, and you'll see that here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The idea is a lot of times 6/8 time is felt in 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of marches are written in 6/8 time, and you'd think, well, they're playing triplets. No, they're not playing triplets. It's in 6/8 time. Most things in 6/8 time can be felt in 2, but not all. And this piece, I think it really fits better if you feel it in 6. You actually feel all 6 counts. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you feel it in 6. It's going to move pretty good. This is actually like an allegro. I mean, when the beat goes that fast, boom, 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 that's like an allegro. That's moving. A lot of 6/8 time moves though. Now if we're going to feel it in 2, we'd have to speed it up even more than that. And we're not. But just to give you an example, don't play it this way. But this is to feel it in 2, you'd go here. Like so. I mean, if you're in the mood and you want to play with it, go for it. I'd say don't play it that way, but you're going to play it however you want to. I think it's a little better on this piece to slow that down a little bit. They don't give you a speed, but I would put an allegretto speed on this. This is a fun piece. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And, a happy piece. An eighth note gets a beat. A quarter note gets 2 beats. And you can look at them and how they correspond. Because if you look at the right hand, on the first full measure, you have a quarter note. Where you have in the left hand at the same time, you've got 2 eighth notes. That's fine, because a quarter note gets 2 eighth notes. And then on the third one, they both have eighth notes. So you can keep the left hand steady. It helps to keep the right hand in check. It's there. It's like a drum set in a band. It provides the rhythm, and the rest of the band can follow that. It works out wonderful. However, keeping all that in mind, the melody's in the right hand. That's what we want to hear. So even though you've got all this going on in the left hand, you got to keep it soft. And the natural tendency we have is we're going to put more emphasis on whatever part has more going on. So it's like here, the natural tendency is to bring out the left hand because it's got the stuff going on. And you got to fight that. That's very unmusical. We want to bring out the melody, so you keep the left hand soft. So very light. And I'm just transferring the weight from finger to finger. The wrist will just naturally do what the wrist does. Don't worry about it. Just don't keep it stiff and use the fingers. Just transfer the weight. And that's fine. You're actually transferring the weight in the other hand too, but when we get this kind of a broken chord pattern, that's a very natural feeling. Just let it happen. Don't overdo it. Just let it happen. There is one gotcha in here for the right hand. Look at the last line. You've been in this position the whole time, and the very last note in the last measure, you got to bring the thumb down to an F. Just as long as you're aware of it, because the thumb's on the G throughout the whole piece, so you just have to move it down. Let's try this out. I'm going to give us 5 counts because there is a 1 beat pickup, and then we'll take it. Now we're going to take this really slow. I put the metronome on 80, but it's beating eighth notes. Right hand here, left hand here. This is in the key of F. All the B's are going to be B flat automatically unless they have a natural sign, and they don't, so do. 1, 2, 3, ready, go.